Well, today we came to visit our sponsors here at Ethan Allen of Western New York. And Mike, you are taking us into the world of area rugs, right?
We are. Welcome back. Yep, we're going to go, I'll go over everything about area rugs today.
Okay, let's start off by talking about what are the benefits of having area rugs in your home or office?
Yeah, I mean, today there's so many homes now that are being built with hard surfaces. You know, years ago it used to be, you know, half the house was wall-to-wall carpeting, so you didn't have to worry about it. Now everything's a hard surface, so area rugs have become very important in completing the whole design aesthetic of your home. They also ground a space, you know, so an area rug serves to really define a living space or a dining area, so they help to ground it. They obviously add some sound absorption.
Yes.
You know, that's important when you have a lot of hard surfaces. They're as I said, give you the inspiration of color and set the tone for the whole space.
Okay, well, let's talk about the different types of area rugs there are.
Yeah, because there's a lot of different types, and mainly let's talk about, there's three different ways a rug can really be made. There's a hand knotted, a hand woven, and a machine made. So the hand knotted is what everyone's going to typically think of as your traditional Oriental rugs, you know, where you might have one that your grandmother had that you still have, that kind of a thing. They usually have a much more classic pattern to them, but nowadays they really can have any type of pattern. And we have a selection of them here that show some of the different patterns of the hand knotted, and those are really the premier of an area rug. And it's just as it sounds. They have weavers, mainly in China and India, is where most still come from, and knot by knot they're weaving that rug. And it can take up to a year to make a rug, which most people don't realize. And they tend to be a little bit more costly, but there's a reason why, because all of that labor goes into
artistry.
Right. It really takes a craftsman to duplicate or to produce it. The hand woven rugs are along the same lines, only a tool is used. So we have a selection of those here, and same concept that you have a weaver, an artisan, but they're actually using a tool instead of tying each knot by hand. So it's a little bit faster process. You can still get beautiful details and all different designs and colors and things like that, but they can be a little more cost effective.
Right.
And then you have machine made, which is just as it sounds. If you think of a 3D printer, you know, and nowadays you see a 3D printer and it goes back and forth, that's basically what a machine made rug would look like. It's on a loom, and you have the weaving going back and forth to produce the machine made. Those are going to be the most cost effective. Those are going to be the most consistent from the standpoint of, if you wanted two rugs exactly the same, use a machine made. Because the hand knotted, you're going to get the variation because they're done by hand.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's get into natural fibers versus synthetic fibers.
Yep, that's important as well, depending on where you're using it, how you're using it. If we go back to the hand knotted rugs, those are all going to be in wool. Wool is, again, extremely durable. The wool comes from all different areas of the country: Afghanistan, China, India, Sardinia. And the type of wool really varies by the type of sheep and the type of area that they come from, because some wools are going to be a little coarser, some will be a little bit softer, depending on what the sheep are eating, where the terrain is, all of those kinds of things. So the wool that goes into the hand knotted rugs can vary greatly, and that's how you get the different textures. Some are going to have a softer hand to them, some are going to have a little bit coarser hand to them, but all going to be very durable. All will take color well. Wool is going to last you forever. The other natural fibers would be something like sisals and seagrass and hemp. Those are more natural fibers. We have an example of that here. Those are going to, just as they sound, they come from a natural weed, or not weed, excuse me, a reed, and they're woven into a rug. They usually are a little bit more limited in color and pattern, a little bit rougher in texture, but a desirable look.
Nice. Okay. Well, when it comes to laying down your area rug, pro tip, you're not supposed to just lay it down, right?
Correct. Yeah, you don't want to do that, because that can damage the rug and it can damage your floor. So you really want to be sure that with any type of a rug you use a pad, and you use the appropriate pad. So as I said, it not only protects the rug, but it protects the floor, because some of the rugs might have a little bit coarser back to them. So if you think of that on your wood floor and then you're walking on it and putting friction, that's going to eventually,
Wear.
cause a little bit of damage, to the floor and to the rug. So you want to have a pad to protect from that. It also helps, again, with sound absorption. The pad also helps with air circulation, so it keeps the air moving. So that's beneficial to your rug as well.
Well, overall, you touched on the maintenance for different types, but let's talk about overall how to maintain and make sure the area rug that we buy for our home is going to last for a long time.
Yep, you want to vacuum it. The biggest tip is you want to keep your rugs vacuumed, and if you think about it, dust is settling on them all day long from the air, and then again you're walking on them and kind of grinding that dust into the fibers, so the more you can keep that off of the rugs, the better. So you want to vacuum them. The one thing that most people don't realize with hand knotted and hand woven rugs especially, you don't want to use your beater bar. So on most vacuums you have that agitator. If you use that on the hand knotted rugs, what it does is it can grab some of the fibers and start to pull them up. So you'll get kind of sprouting from it. So you want to be sure you're just using suction on the rugs. Rotate them, so you're not walking in the same spot all the time. That will also help preserve the life of your rug for years to come.
Nice. All righty. Well, you've given us some great tips, viewers. If you'd like to come out and shop for the area rug for your home, you can visit our sponsors here at Ethan Allen of Western New York, right on Sheridan. Well, if you need help picking the right area rug for your home, you can visit their showroom on Sheridan Drive or visit our sponsors at ethanallen.com and talk to someone on their design team.